Okay, so in today's video, we are going to check out ICP's price chart and see what is going on there. And I'm going to tell you what you should expect for like very short term. But before that, I'm going to first talk about this tweet and second, answer a very important question about Caffeine AI and tell you what are my thoughts on it. So with that said, hi everyone, welcome back. I hope you're having a great time with your family and loved ones. And before we start today's video, I need to tell you that today I'm doing a market update for my members, and I'm going to tell you what is happening in Bitcoin and what might be next for BTC and also potentially a lot of altcoins. So if you want to have access to those informations, you can become a member and ask me anything you want. If you don't want to, that's absolutely fine. Let's get on with our video and see what is going on. And I saw this tweet, which was very interesting to me. According to Token Terminal, this is blockchains sorted based on fee growth between the first and second half of 2024. And as you can see, ICP in terms of fee growth stands at rank number 1, which is very interesting. And to me, this suggests that we are definitely on the right direction, meaning we are just attracting more and more adoption. But one of my members asked a very important question, and since I promised that I'm going to answer all of my members' question, then okay, here we are. I'm going to do this one in today's public video. So they say, what happens if they do not launch Caffeine AI? They are focused a lot on AI narrative, which is great, but if they don't deliver a functioning product, it could quickly change sentiments with investors growing impatient. I have experienced this a couple of times before with developers not delivering or releasing non-functional final product with two different projects. Number one is Genesis Vision, GVT, which is now dead. I actually remember this one. The white paper was great, and thankfully I swing traded a profit, but the final product was full of issues, which couldn't be fixed. Also Pokédex, they kept pushing deadlines further and further. Once they had secured a parachain, it was like development stopped completely. And you said, like the old saying, do not put all your eggs in one basket. Feels like ICP is putting all its eggs into AI basket. Okay, so first things first, I agree with most of what you just said, but this part right in here, I have a very slight problem with it. Why is that? Because I think they are going to launch Caffeine AI. However, I have been very vocal about this. If you have watched my previous videos, and because you are a member, I'm going to argue that you probably have watched it. I don't think that they are going to deliver a perfect product because, like we talked about it before, they are promising quite a lot. Let's go in here, excuse me. And okay, so in order to build an application, you need to hire some developers, and what they would do is write a program on something called terminal, and then the terminal will convert the code to zeros and ones in order for the computer to understand. Now, in here, the idea is with the rise of AI, you are not going to have this dev part anymore, and instead, you are going to, if I just delete all these ones, there we go, just say something to AI and they will turn what you said into code, and this code will run on a terminal. There we go. And the terminal converts the code to just zeros and ones. However, implementing this step right in here, in reality, in my opinion, is going to have a lot of challenges. And what is the main challenge for it? I believe I have done a specific video for it. Where was it? Excuse me. There we go. It's actually right in here. Is building a AI tech stack. And if you haven't watched this video, I would like to suggest to just watch it in order to have a better understanding of what a tech stack is. And if you do not have time to watch it, fair enough. Here is a quick summary. A AI tech stack is basically a set of tools that will help reach to its maximum potential when it comes to programming. And on paper, they say that Caffeine AI should be able to completely design an application on chain, and you do not need to hire a developer. However, I have told you many times before, I do not think that this is going to be the case. So back to your question, are they going to launch Caffeine AI or not? In my opinion, they are going to launch it. However, they are promising a lot in my opinion, and I do not believe that Caffeine AI is going to be what they say it is. But is it such a bad thing? In my opinion, no. Why is that? Because overall, is launching Caffeine AI completely on-chain a positive step towards the right direction or not? I don't know about you. In my opinion, it definitely is. And what it is going to do realistically and not according to what they say is, in my opinion, just bringing the cost down. Why is that? You see, I still believe that you need to hire a developer to write an app. However, this developer can now, with the help of Caffeine AI, design your app much easier, and it's going to take a lot less time. And because of that, they are not going to charge you the same amount of money as they did before. So what does it mean? Basically, it means Caffeine AI, it's very likely to just bring the price down. It's not going to completely eliminate developers. I'm just having a very hard time believing that, and I don't think that this is going to work. However, this is a very important point. If you are someone like me who doesn't want to be really that optimistic, then okay, we are going to say that this is still a positive step towards the right direction, which will, in my opinion, attract more and more adoption in the future, because again, what really matters is the cost. And I do think that the launch of Caffeine AI is going to bring the cost down. Now, if we are going to have more and more adoption, what does it mean? It means that the cycle burn rate is just going to increase more and more. And if you do not know what is this thing, let's go around here. Okay, so this is the total ICP burn tokens, and most of it are because of cycles and proposal fees, which means if this metric is growing at a bit of a rapid pace, then okay, you are just seeing more and more actual adoption. Now, what really matters, we talked about this thing before, is the slope of this line, okay? Because every day relative to the day before, this number is going to be higher, and it makes perfect sense. However, at what rate exactly this number is growing is what really matters. And if you want to know at what rate, you need to look at this chart. And as you can see, this is also in an uptrend, which is fantastic. Now, by the launch of Caffeine AI, in my opinion, because we are going to see more and more adoption, I would argue that this rate is just going to increase more and more, which means we are going to burn a lot more ICP in order to keep the network up and running. And assuming that the price is going to remain the same, somewhere around, let's say, $8, $9, maybe even $10, $11, then okay, at that point, that's going to be a simple supply and demand situation, and the tokenomics are going to get deflationary. And how long do you think that is going to last? In my opinion, probably not that long. That's why I want to argue, because one way or the other, with the launch of Caffeine AI, we are going to see more ICP adoption. Then okay, also makes sense to think that we are going to have price appreciation for the token. And finally, let's go back to your last part of the question. You said, like the old saying, do not put all your eggs into one basket. And it feels like that internet computer is putting all its eggs into AI basket. Well, I do actually agree with you on this one, and they are really leaning into the AI narrative. However, what really matters is what are we going to do as investors. If you are all in ICP and you do not have any other tokens, okay, that's a big problem for me, because you are a member, you know what I'm doing and what coins am I holding at the moment. And I would like to suggest to anybody that has only one crypto in their portfolio, just diversify your assets and manage your risk, okay? Going all in one project, no matter how brilliant it is, even if it's gold, in my opinion, is extremely risky. So yes, they are very much leaning into AI narrative, but that doesn't mean that we as investors should go all in on artificial intelligence. No, we should be diversifying our portfolio, and ultimately we should not put all of our eggs in one basket. Doesn't really matter what they are going to do. So I hope I answered your question well and you understood what is happening in here. And again, I am like 80% agreeing with your comment, and I do think that Caffeine AI is not really going to be what they are promising that it's going to be. However, overall, I do believe that it is going to be a useful tool. Now let's go on the live chart and see what is happening in here and what can we expect in like very short term. So I still stand by what I said. The overall structures in ICP to me scream bullish, and this is in my opinion an impulse followed by that a correction down, and after it's over we are going to start the next major phase of the bull run and we're gonna have a magnificent move on the upside. However, whether we are going to get our move up from the current point or not, okay, that's kind of up for debate. You see, in the last videos, because in this move down in ICP we have taken this low, I was saying, look, to me now this seems like a correction structure and not an impulse, and do not worry, I can definitely find a bullish scenario in this area which suggests that the bottom is in, but that's not the point. The point is that bullish scenario, for now at least, based on what I'm seeing, is not really going to be my primary case, and I'm just not going to go long in here on ICP. Now, having said that, in like very short time in this region, I believe we talked about it before, after a 5-wave down, what are we going to have? A move on the upside. That's why I expected something like this to happen. The question is this going to be the beginning of a huge uptrend, or maybe this is 5 down, this is a correction up, and what's going to happen after it? Probably a continuation of the move down. Well, at the moment, I do not have a clear view of what is happening in here, but here is what I have to say. We are probably going to see something like this in ICP, maybe a move up and then possibly another move on the downside, and followed by that, there is a chance that we might see something like this, but we shouldn't, again, really jump into any unnecessary bullish conclusion. For me, what really matters is this: are we going to get a solid break of this region between, let's say, 11.8 to about $12.9 or not? If we break this thing, fair enough, at that point I can consider the bullish possibility as my primary case. But again, as long as we are staying under this area, I just cannot be bullish with a whole lot of confidence and tell you that the bottom is in and we are going to get a huge move on the upside. Having said that, if we do get another move down in ICP and, for example, we do something like this and take this low, at that point I don't expect internet computer to go a whole lot lower. No, I'm expecting somewhere around here a very strong bounce back, and believe me, if we do this in this area, I am going to add quite a bit of ICP to my portfolio. So you see, if you are a believer in internet computer, then okay, any kind of move down should be a buying opportunity for you in hope that we get the next major phase of the bull run. And if you just hate ICP and you think this is a bad project, then okay, I would like to suggest to just get your money out of the market as long as you can. And please do not ever look back, and you shouldn't really be paying attention to anything that I have to say, because if you are a regular viewer, you know it. I really like what ICP is doing, and I think in the next 10 years they are going to be a big player in the market, and that's why I am a big buyer around these areas. So overall, the structures, in my opinion, are looking fantastic. However, in the short term, as long as we're not getting a solid break of this thing, and especially this high right in here, about, let's just hide everything, let's say $12.50, I would like to be a bit careful and not tell you with a lot of certainty that the bottom is in. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in ICP's price chart. Anyway, if you found any value in my content, I would really appreciate if you like this video and consider subscribing to my channel and follow me on Twitter. And if you want more, maybe you want a complete analysis for your own specific crypto, or maybe you want to learn some decent TA in order to be able to make good money in the markets, you can become a member and ask me anything you want. And until the next video, I hope you have a wonderful time. Goodbye.